Hi everybody, welcome to another Evening with Sips. That's right, we're back. Jeez, it's been a long time since we've done an Evening with Sips. Tonight, we're doing another one. And tonight, we're doing one on a game called House Flipper. That's right. Have you ever dreamed of buying a old shithole of a house? You know, like one of those ones where like it looks like it somehow just about scraped through surviving like Chernobyl or whatever. And it has like all of the weird like flecking on the walls, like the paint is like flecking off and the wallpaper's coming off and there's shit all over the floor and there's like busted furniture everywhere and poop and it's like animals, like a family of raccoons have moved in and made their home there and have had their babies there and stuff as well. They've made a nest or whatever raccoons do and however they live. You take one of those and you do it up for a low price. You know, you get your builder friends in to redo the plumbing and the electrics and do, you know, put some paint on there and buy some showroom furniture and stuff, and then you flip it. House Flipper. That's right. It's all about flipping houses. Anyway, I've played this a little bit. I played it on stream. I enjoyed it so much that I thought, you know what? We have to share it further. We have to get onto YouTube and share it further. So let's do it. House Flipper. Let me show you what it's all about. Man, this is great. All right, let's continue game and load into our house. This is where we live. All right, I don't know how many of you out there are dads or first and foremost men, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that there's tons of women out there as well who like DIY, but we're going for the old tropes. We're going for the old stereotypes of men who are dads, who wear like flannel shirts on the weekend and stuff because during the week they work in an office or whatever and they have to wear their business suits and stuff. And then come the weekend, you know, they got their khakis and their polo shirts or maybe their flannel shirts or whatever. Their wife says to them, honey, you know, there's a family of raccoons that have moved into like the other property that we own and we're going to need somebody to get in there and clean it out or whatever. And you say, hun, get me a beer and I'll do it. That's what it's all about, right? That's what life is all about. Anyway, that's what my life is all about. Now that I'm like a dad and I'm old and I'm a man and I don't quite wear the flannel shirts yet, but I should probably get some. Anyway, we're going to flip a house. We're not going to flip this house because this is where we live currently with our lady love, or probably by ourselves because, like, I mean, that does not look like the bedroom that you share with your lady love, does it? It looks like there's some towels on the bed, which is, you know, if it gets cold around here, which, I mean, it looks like it's the summer. You can open the window and let the breeze in. I mean, if it's the winter, that's a pretty good idea. Like, that's like a life hack for you right there. Put some towels on top of your duvet on your bed, and it'll keep you really warm, and then you can save on your heating bills as well. Towels cost nothing, and oftentimes you can just like go to a charity store and buy some spare towels, some bed towels for your bed, and then you're in luck. This is our nice bathroom here. We have a washing machine in the bathroom for some reason. I'm not sure why, but we have this really cool shower, and then we got a sink and of course the toilet. And then through here we got this patio door that leads into the kitchen sort of / living room. I don't think that there's TVs in the game yet. It's worth noting at this point, actually, and I probably should have mentioned earlier. This is a beta, House Flipper beta, and the people who make this game, who gave me a key, the game isn't out until next year, but they were kind enough to give me a key and let me play this ahead of time. But they did stipulate to mention that it is in beta. There are going to be bugs. There are going to be features missing and stuff like that, but that's to be expected, right? It is like an early access beta, and it's not feature complete, but it's very promising already. Anyway, back to the tour. We've got like a kitchen table here, which can host many people, okay? We're a guy here. We're a man who's just living on his own, but, you know, if we wanted to have like 5 other people over for like a bit of a fondue party or whatever, we could do it. We could host it. We got the space. And then once everybody's done their fondue, they could sit on the couch, crane their neck over to look at the TV that doesn't exist, probably injure themselves. But you know what? We're all set. Let's just open the window to let some air in as well. All right. So once you've sort of like looked around, I don't know what room this is, actually. There's a door that leads outside, but the door is locked. Probably for good reason, you know. It's like a safety thing, right? We don't know who's around here, who could be skulking around in the burbs here. You don't want anyone just breaking in. But I guess this is like an office. We got like some little bean bags and stuff. We can move stuff around if we want to as well in our own house, but there's no point because we can't make any money off this house. What we got to do is we got to sit at our computer and we have to check our mail, or we could browse for other houses that we're going to do up, right? So I currently have $28,670 in the bank, which is just short of being able to afford one of these bad boys. Look, I think the next one in line is probably Bungalow Basement 02D or maybe Bungalow 01B. Anyway, you buy them, they're in a state of disrepair, you do them up, and then you flip them. And if you can't afford to do that, you can check your mail and you can do some jobs instead. Like this job for Ann Dennis, House to Refresh. Hi, I bought House to Refresh. I'd like to move into ASAP, so please make rooms clean and tidy. Wall and corridors ugly and should be paint on light orange. Other rooms should be refreshed too. I prefer light colors. In bathroom is very dirty and broken toilet. Please throw it out and buy it and mount new one. Also radiators are missing and should be mounted in all rooms. Okay, this sounds like a job for me. So we have to do some painting. We're gonna have to clean up and repair a dirty and broken toilet and probably the whole bathroom. We have to throw it out and replace it with a new one. And also we have to fit some radiators as well. So we'll get paid for doing this as well. I don't know what our hourly rate is, but I'm sure that we're gonna fetch like a tidy sum for it. So fuck it, let's do it. We're gonna go over to this person's house and we're gonna do what she said, okay? We're gonna see how she lives. We're gonna get a real insight into her, Jesus, family life. Like I did mention Chernobyl at the start of the game, right? I mean, this is pretty much what I was talking about. See, look, all the paint is missing and there's some cracks in the foundations. Before we go in, it looks like possibly there was like some sort of like badger and raccoon war that took place in here. Look, there's a lot of like scratches and it looks like maybe a couple of power throws were done. You can open both windows and have a look inside. Oh, smell that. Whew. Oh god, it stinks. Fuck. Maybe we should close the windows after all, actually. We don't want the neighborhood to suffer. Anyway, as you can see, it's pretty dirty in here. We can just go in the front door and... Whoa, Jesus Christ. I don't understand how somebody is currently... There's a baby bed over here. I don't know what happened to the baby's room. It's in such a state. Okay, let's close the front door so that nobody can see in here. The kitchen, in comparison, is not too bad. Although it looks like that trash can is actually overflowing with feces. And also it looks like there's maybe some feces smeared on the oven and in and around the oven as well. So maybe some sort of like poo baking party or something happened in here. I'm not sure. The living room looks fucking terrible too. I don't know. Maybe it's like Trailer Park Boys. Maybe whoever lives here just has a hockey stick and then just clears the surfaces with it or whatever to make room for like, I don't know, other stuff. We got like a little office in here. Looks like there's blood on the couch, so Christ knows what happened there. And this must be the bathroom. Yes, okay. Looks like somebody took a shit in the sink. She was right about the toilet. Holy crap, nobody would ever park their rear on that one and do anything to it. The washing machine looks dirty as fuck too. And, well, there's like a lot of skid marks and stuff everywhere. All right, well, the best way to tackle this one is one room at a time. And the best way to do that is to just close all the doors and let's do the hallway first, shall we? All right, so we have to dispose of all the trash first, and then we got to do some cleaning up. And then I believe we have to do some painting. See on the side here, it says clean dirt, 0%. Remove trash, 0 out of 4. Paint using colors sunny orange, 0 out of 52. So she wants the whole hallway to be painted sunny orange. No problem. All right, let's start disposing of the trash. Perfect. I don't think we can dispose of the welcome mat, sadly. And as you can tell, the walls are dirty already. Like, look at, they're dirty and unpainted, and it's going to be quite hard to see like any skid marks on the walls because they sort of blend in with the other skid marks on the walls. So before we do any cleaning, and I know this isn't how you would do it in real life because most people would do a clean first and then do a paint, but we're going to do it differently. We're going to do a paint first, and then we're going to do a clean. So if I hit tab, I can open up my tablet that I bring everywhere with me, and we could buy some paints. So what did we want? Sunny Orange. Sunny Orange. $14.27 for a bucket of this stuff. Perfect. Okay, let's just switch over to the paintbrush. Wonderful. And let's get this bad boy painted. Oh, man. Already, look at this hallway. Let me just give you a sneak peek, okay? Let's just paint like this bit up here. Of course, like parts of the wall disappear when you do the painting. I guess that's just like a bug in the beta. Like I said, there are going to be some bugs, so I don't know. Maybe it's like maybe we can install a window up there or something. But look, already. Look, this is going to look nice when it's done, right? Look at how nice it is already, that one wall. We got to paint the rest of it up here. And then when we're done painting, we'll go through. See, we'll paint underneath the dirt, which is pretty useful, isn't it? I mean, if you could do that in real life, I think it would make your job easier. Because then again, you'd be able to see the dirt. Maybe you wouldn't have to use one of those, like, you know, UV torches or whatever to see like all the germs and dirt and stuff. You could just do the painting instead. You'd probably save yourself a lot of time and money as well. Okay, so doing the paint above this door did not knock out part of the wall, which is pretty good, but there is that part of the wall knocked out, and I'm not sure that there's much we can do about it. Let me just get a bit more. I like how the paintbrush like saturates when you put it into the paint. It's a nice little touch, isn't it? It's a nice little attention to detail that I really appreciate, because in real life it doesn't do it like that extreme, but it does do it a little bit. And I think that it's good that they managed to capture that feeling. Also, please note as well, the sound of the paint slathering on the wall. Very satisfying, listen. Oh, yeah, it sounds just like it would in real life. And you know what's really good about this game too? Only one coat. And the one coat that you put on is perfect as well. You don't have to go back over it with like another coat, because if you've ever done painting in real life, you'll understand when I say, holy crap, get your base coat right, because you do not want to be doing double coats and triple coats of painting. It's the worst. All right, how does this look, everybody? It looks like we're in a completely different house, doesn't it? We got to get our squeegee tool out now, which helps us clean. This is just like a floor swiffer, but actually it's like a sort of a miracle maker as well. Because see, look, we can just clean like dirt off of every surface with this thing, including doors and the floor. I don't think that there's any dirt on the ceiling yet, but maybe that's a feature they'll add into the game later. I'm hoping anyway, because I love cleaning some dirt off the ceiling. And then look on the mini map as well. I got these perks because I've been playing already. The more cleaning you do, you unlock like these points for perks. It's a nice system, I think. Anyway, I unlocked all of these vision perks, right? So now I can see all of the dirt in the mini map and see like where it looks like there's been explosions on the mini map, or maybe like scorch marks from explosions. This is how we know where there's some dirt. So there's some dirt like hiding in here somewhere. Some of it's a bit tricky. You have to sort of like pixel hunt for the dirt. Some of it means that you have to go into other rooms and clean the dirt before this room will be complete. So I think we're pretty much there with this room. There might be like a little bit of dirt on here. Yeah, there was. Okay. Looks like there was a little bit of dirt on the doorknob that we might have missed. But the rest of this is probably going to be in other rooms. So we'll probably tackle the other rooms, well, now I guess. Let's do the kitchen next. Okay, let's close this. I like to close all the doors and work in the room that I'm working in, right? Like, that's the best way to do it. I like to be really methodical with how I work. All right, let's get rid of all this stuff. Like, we can, if we want to, we can pick up the chairs and stuff. You are allowed to do that. I don't think we need to. We're gonna need to install a radiator in here. It said that we needed one, so we should probably do one. And also down here, we have to fix this electrical socket because, well, look at it, the state of it. It looks like somebody jammed like a bunch of Jello pudding into the socket, possibly maybe killed themselves in the process, but we have to fix that because it's not gonna be usable. So I just press E on it. I unscrew it, take the panel off, right? I have to unscrew these bits as well. And then I'm gonna have to take the whole socket out. Let's pull it out. Replace it with a brand new one. Looks nice. I don't know what electrical system we're on here. Looks possibly American. Let's push this in, put the new panel back on, screw it in. Presto, all done. A brand new socket. Look at that. That is really nice, isn't it? All right, so we have to clean the dirt in this room. We have to mount the new radiator. And we have to fix the electrical outlet, which I've done already. Interestingly, we do not need to paint this room in order to achieve the goal of the tidy up here. I guess she just forgot, or maybe she likes her kitchen to look like this. It looks like rustic, I guess. And there's like a little bit of a shine on the wall. Possibly due to the wall sweating, or maybe it's just so much grease built up over time that the wall is now shining. But I guess we just do a cleanup in here. Which is fine. It saves us a job. We're not really on a time limit, but obviously time is money. You don't want to be spending too much time on one job when you could be doing, like, you could maybe do like 2 or 3 jobs in the time it takes you to do one job, and then think about how much money you'll get. So if you're ever wondering how to become a millionaire, that's step 1. Don't spend a lot of time on one cleaning job when you could do like 10 cleaning jobs in the time it would take you to do one, because that equals more money, right? That's just basic common sense, but also economics 101. Like, if you ever go to a school and you learn about economics, that's the first thing they'll teach you. Time is money, friend. And also, if you play enough World of Warcraft, you'll hear that said by goblins quite a bit as well. Turns out that they're like pretty good economists too. They know what's up. They know how to make the money, and they're pretty good at it as well. We're missing some more dirt here as well, apparently. There's a little bit of dirt on here. And I think that there might be some dirt on the fridge, potentially. Oh no, it's gone. Okay. I think that this room is about as clean as it's going to be. So let's get this radiator mounted. We'll go to the shop. We'll go into radiators. It's $32.87 for a radiator, if you can fucking believe that. Anyway, that's pretty good value. I mean, I've had to buy radiators in the past, and trust me, they're not that cheap. Okay, let's put this bad boy on, and let's fit it as well. We gotta tighten up a whole bunch of bolts down here. Make sure they're real tight. Make sure that there's no water coming out or hissing or like a high-pitched whistling noise coming out of your radiators. That's the worst. And there we go. Fit. This room is actually done now. Look at this. We got all of the dirt and everything. So we can open this door, because this room is done and this room is done. This room does not look done because of the lack of paint, but whatever. The mission says that it's done, so it's done. All right, next. We're in the living room now. Jesus Christ. It looks like we're going to have to fit a radiator in here as well, which is fine. And it looks like we have to get rid of all of this trash too. The coffee table looks like trash, but it is not trash, so we won't get rid of it. We have to clean, we have to mount a radiator, and she wants the living room painted sunny yellow and white. So we can do like one wall sunny yellow and then the rest of them white. This is like a feature wall. Have you ever done a feature wall before? I have. It's pretty fun, actually. They usually come out really, really nice too if you pick like the right colors. Anyway, let's get the squeegee out and start cleaning some of these surfaces and stuff, and then we'll do the painting last. Because trust me, if you ever play this game or are ever tempted to play this game, you'll get what I mean very quickly when you're like pixel hunting for dirt and you can't see it. It's much easier to see it once you've done the painting, trust me. We're just gonna squeegee the couch here as well. There's like a lot of fucking skid marks and stains on this couch for some reason. I don't know, maybe some people were just like fixing their car on the couch, or maybe using the couch as like some sort of cloth after they were done fixing their car. I'm not sure. But there you go. It happened. Anyway, there's some dirt on the ground here too that we'll get rid of. It's kind of hard to see the dirt on the ground too because the floor is like quite dark. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Look, there's some more dirt down here apparently. Oh, see what I mean? I can't even see that dirt, but it was dirt. But luckily I've got eagle eyes, so I can normally see just about everything. All right. I think that this room is now clean. If you can believe that. Awesome. Okay, so we need sunny yellow and white. Sure, no problem. Let's get the sunny yellow first for the feature wall. Where are we going to put the feature wall? At the back here, I think. I think the feature wall should always go at the back. Okay, so let's get our brush saturated with some sunny yellow, and let's get to painting. This does not look like sunny yellow to me. This looks like more of a golden brown. But you know what? We'll let them have it. We'll let them have just this one, okay? But if it happens next time, when this game goes out of beta, they better update the tooltip on this color, because that is definitely golden brown. It looks like a corn syrupy color, doesn't it? Maybe that's what the tooltip should be. Corn syrup instead of sunny yellow, because that does not look... The sun is bright as hell. It's like almost like white, it's so bright. It does not look like this. Like, if the sun looked like this, I think we'd all be in trouble. Okay, we need some white paint now as well. So let's get white paint. It's going to cost us $10.13 for a can of white paint. You know, that's about right. I mean, I bought paint recently, and honestly, it costs about that much. Okay, let's get the white paint slathered onto these walls over here as well. We're going to have a nice feature wall in here. It's going to be really good. And then with the white walls everywhere else, it's going to look clinical. It's going to look clean. It's going to look fresh. We're going to get the windows open after we've painted. Safety first. It looks like we're going to lose some wall here as well, owing to this weird, like, what? I don't know. It's like just like a big mail slot on top of the door, if you want to look at it that way. You know, the mailman could just sort of like slam dunk your mail into the top of the door instead of the usual just like leaving it in your mailbox or using like the letter slot. I don't have a mailbox, okay? I wanted one. We moved into our house and we didn't have one, and the first thing I said was, we need a mailbox. My wife was like, no, we need a letter slot. I don't want our mail being outside. I want it to come into the house. It's safer inside the house. So I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. And so we like inquired about getting a letter slot installed, because don't get me wrong, I love DIY. I love virtual DIY. I don't like doing DIY IRL because I find it too sort of straining, physically straining. I'm a guy who likes to sit at my computer all day long. So like anytime I'm asked to do anything that revolves around me sort of like moving, walking, lifting anything, basically getting out of my chair, I switch off completely and almost shut down. Like, I'm not interested. So we inquired about getting this mail slot fit, and it turned out that it was gonna just be like really cumbersome and expensive and kind of a pain and stuff, so we decided not to have it done. So now what happens is the mailman just leaves our letters and mail like on our doorstep, because we were so lazy about the mailbox and the mail slot that's just what we've had to opt for. And you know what? By and large, we're pretty happy with it. No complaints so far. We've lived in our house for like 3 years, and it's always been that way, and we're just used to it now. My son's used to the system as well. He gets home from school every day, and he just looks on the doorstep to see if there's any mail. You know, if he like ordered something off of Amazon or whatever, he might be expecting it. It'll just be there outside. Most of the time, because the weather over here is so damp and dreary, it's like, you know, it's soggy ass cardboard from Amazon because it's all wet and damp and stuff, and most of the stuff that he buys is busted. He has to send it back as well. But you know what? We just make do, because that's what you do in life, right? When life gives you apples, you just buy more white paint, I guess, because we ran out, and then we'll paint your living room. I know that's not quite how like the thing goes, but you get the idea. Anyway, we're almost done here. We had to buy another can of paint, but we're almost done this paint job, which means that we're almost ready to move into working on another room, which is going to be pretty exciting. Things that you can look forward to happening in the other room include probably cleaning up dirt, more than likely doing some painting as well, and if we're really lucky, maybe doing an electrical socket or mounting a new radiator. I mean, like I keep saying, this game is in like early beta or whatever, and while it's promising, it is pretty limited. There's not really that much to do in the game, it turns out. But it's still pretty fun for a couple of hours. And then once you've sort of done everything, I guess we just wait until new stuff comes out. All right, last job in here, a radiator for 32 bucks. Let's get this bad boy fit. We'll get the screws put on and the bolts tightened, and we'll get the cap on and unscrew the cap and tighten up these bolts up here as well, and then boom. I don't know what these radiators are connected to. I don't see a water boiler in here at all, or even a water tank, unless maybe it's all underground or something. I'm not sure, but that's this room complete. The saloon is done, the kitchen is done, this room is done, which is of course the hallway. Nice. Okay, bathroom next. Oh, this is gonna be tight. Okay. No painting required in here. I guess they had all this fine Italian tiling done, so that's good as well. So we have to clean dirt. We got to remove the trash. There is a little bit of trash in here, apparently. It could just be that the toilet is considered trash. And we have to mount a radiator, and we have to buy and mount a new toilet as well. All right, let's get rid of the old toilet. We can see it's already like pretty much ready to go. We got like the pipe thing there that we need. Let's do some cleaning as well. Let's get all this shit out of the sink. You should never shit in a sink. Equally, you should never shit in a urinal either, because they're just meant for number ones. All right, don't be going in there and doing a number two. Other people have to use that thing after you, okay? And as funny as it is, I mean, you wouldn't want to be the guy who's got to clean that up. You know, those freshness pucks aren't going to do the job. You can't just leave it in there and let it like biodegrade or whatever. You got to clean that ASAP. There's other people that are going to want to come in and use it, and nobody wants to pee on someone else's poo, that's for sure. And the smell alone as well would be pretty disgusting too. All right, let's get these windows all cleaned up. It looks like we got some major scorch marks in the corner here. We're gonna do some cleaning here as well. We might have to like hunt around for the dirt. See, we can't paint in here, so I mean, well, we can paint in here. Don't get me wrong, we could paint in here, but we're not going to paint in here. Oh, look, there's just this gigantic bar of dirt here. Okay, good. We got rid of the big bar of dirt. There's a little skid mark down here as well. And then there could be like another little skid mark hiding like over here somewhere, or maybe it's like on this cabinet or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this is. Maybe it's like the plug. We have to like just have a quick look around. See, we got to wait for the little hand to switch to like a cleaning one, and then we know that we're in business. There's also some dirt up here as well. Okay, let's get all this dirt. So there's just, see what I mean? Every once in a while you get one of these where you just have this like speck of dirt that's missing and you can't quite find it. And if you're anything like me, you want 100% the shit out of this game. And that's exactly how I play it. And when I can't 100% a room, it just sends me into like into some sort of rage. It's insane. All right, let's buy the toilet since we haven't done that yet. We'll go into bathroom. Let's get this mountable toilet in for $39.28. Let's buy it. Perfect. All right. It looks nice, doesn't it? Let's get these bolts tightened out down here. We're going to get these screws in. Nice. Let's also put this thing on and this thing. We've got to put the seat on ourselves. So let's do that too. And it's done. Great. Okay, we need a radiator in here as well. So let's get that installed. Where's the radiators? Oh yeah, they're here. Okay, another 32 bucks spent on radiators. Perfect. I think we might have to come out of here actually, and whoops, we might have to move the washing machine. Okay, let's just move it over here so we can do this job. Okay, because the washing machine was in the way. There's no like sockets or anything that need to be done here either, which is pretty good. So let's tighten that, unscrew that, do all of this crap. Okay, perfect. And now we can put the washing machine back where it was because the radiator is now installed. Perfect. All right. And do you think that we could find this like last bit of dirt? Probably not. I mean, fuck me, I hate it. Okay, I hate trying to find these last little pieces of dirt. Maybe it's like behind, you know what? We'll come back, okay? Let's just say for now that room is pretty much done. Unless maybe the dirt's hiding like on this side of the wall. No, it's not. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's close this up so that we know where we're at. So there's just the office and then this baby's bedroom as well. Good grief. Okay, there's just the office left. This one needs to be painted as well. We need a new radiator. We got to remove all the trash and we got to do some cleaning. All right, perfect. Let's remove all the trash first. So a whole bunch of boxes and there's blood on the couch here and stuff as well. And then we're going to have to do some cleaning. I think that's all the trash done. We gotta do some cleaning, and we want Moody Blue in here. No problem. Let's get some Moody Blue. I think this is gonna be more or less the same color that's on the wall now, but it just needs to be freshened up. And I'm trying to clean the can of paint. It's one of those things. You're only gonna make that mistake once, trust me. Oh, you know what? This looks nice. Look at this. Oh, that really freshens up the room. The room is gonna look fantastic. Look, this is an office that you could work in, right? You could do all of your YouTubing and stuff from in here, no problem. You just have to get like a fucking bitchin' sound system and probably need to get like an awesome mic and maybe a good graphics card for your computer or whatever. But look, you do like the DIY in the room, you wouldn't even want to put like acoustic foam or anything on the wall in here after you've done this painting. You'd probably maybe want to go for something like, I don't know, just like hanging some duvets around and stuff like that. Or maybe even just putting a duvet over your head It'd get really hot in there, but like the sound quality would just be exceptional as a result. So and then also you wouldn't have to like mess up all the DIY that you've just done as well, because you know you spent a lot of time doing that DIY. You don't want to just like hang up a bunch of like panels and stuff like that using God knows what, even like some glue. Maybe you'd have to use some like wall glue or something. So if you ever were in a situation where you wanted to take those bad boys off, trust me, big chunks of paint are going to be coming off with it as well. It's not ideal. I mean, I've been there a couple of times in my life, and every time I've done that and I've looked back, I've thought, you know what, I never want to be at that point in my life again. That was a dark time. That was a dark time for me. That was a dark time for my whole family as well. We had to get through it together, and it was pretty rough, but you know what? We got there. Oh look, we can now complete the order. It's not fully done. We're only 65% of the way there. But we can complete it now for the money if we want to. We can take the money and run. So far, we've earned $4,706 for all this work. Talk about an hourly rate. I mean, we've only been here for what, like maybe half an hour? That's not bad. So 4,000. That's what, $4,000 for a half an hour is what, $8,000 an hour, thereabouts. I'd work for $8,000 an hour. If any of you guys out there want me to come in and do this IRL for you, and not virtually, $8,000 an hour, and you got me. I'll be there. I'll do it all up for you. I'll make your house look fucking really nice and tight. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna need some more paint because we've run out. So let's do that. We're gonna have paint cans left. You know what? We're gonna leave the paint cans on the ground for like the person who lives here as well, so that mostly because we're lazy. But how we're going to like sell it to her is that we wanted her to know what kind of paints we use, just in case she needs to like buy another can and redo a wall or whatever. And she's gonna be like, "Oh, that's so thoughtful of you. Thanks so much." And you're like, "Yeah, no problem." But actually, you just left the paint on the ground because you were just too lazy to pick it up and put it away. I think that's a pretty good prank to play on somebody, especially after they just paid you $8,000 to do up their house. And then some. Actually, we're at $5,000 now, and it's only been, what, like an extra 2 minutes since I started talking about our hourly rate. So, our hourly wait. So yeah, so basically we're going to be millionaires. I think off the back of this, potentially, we might be able to buy a house to flip it. But we're probably not going to have time to do it in this video, because already this one's going to drag on and on and on forever. Virtual DIY. Just dragging on forever. At least we've painted now. We've fully painted, so that's at least something. All right, radiator time then? Perfect. Let's buy a radiator. Let's get this bitch mounted as well. Nice. Okay, we'll get it screwed in and put tight and stuff. Nice. We'll unscrew this thing. I don't even know what it does, and then we'll just screw these things in as well. That's done. Okay, we just got to do some cleaning now that we've done all the painting. It looks like there's like a whole bunch of spilt cola on this wall unit somehow. I don't know how the kids managed to do that, or maybe it was squatters, potentially. I'm not sure, but whoever did it, kudos to you, because it takes some doing, trust me. Like, I've tried to spill cola on a wall unit before, and it doesn't quite look like that when it's done. That looked like almost comically perfect. Every time I've done it, has not been the case. Alright, let's get this big scorch mark off here. There's a couple more scorch marks here, but it looks like they're potentially on the desk. Alright, we got them. We got a new cleaning perk available as well. Wow. Okay, what do we want to get? Long range. Perfect. Oh, look at that. I've completely maxed out on my perks here. This is really good. Alright, this room is completely done, which leaves this room, for Christ's sake. Alright. Let's get rid of all this trash first. There's a lot of it to get rid of as well. It looks like the chair was just sitting atop a mountain of garbage, which is always nice. This room needs to be painted peachy, apparently. We have to do a cleaning job in here, and also there's an electrical outlet that needs our attention as well. So let's do this first, because this is probably the best job in the whole game. It's a bit like My Summer Car, except that it tells you where everything is, whereas My Summer Car did not tell you where everything was. You had to figure it all out yourself, with no help from anybody in Twitch chat either. It was just all off the back of your own knowledge of cars and how engines work and stuff like that. And eventually you do figure the whole thing out. And you're so proud of yourself because that's no small feat either. But you do it, and you become the best car technician ever. And it feels pretty good. And that's the state that I got to when I played my summer car, when I used to play that game. It was awesome. I finished it. Got to level 8, beat Bowser and everything, no problem. It was pretty easy actually in the end. It turned out to be pretty easy, so that was good. This is going to be the baby's room, and we're painting it the color peachy. It's kind of weird that we didn't have to paint the bathroom because it looked awful, and also the kitchen looks terrible as well. If I was a kid growing up in this house, I think my least fondest memories in my life, or maybe of my childhood, would be that kitchen, because it just looks so awful. Like it looks like the kind of kitchen that you would have like in some sort of safe house if you were on the run from the law or something like that, you know? Safe houses sort of never have those finishing touches, you know? They never look like nice places. They look really sort of rough and ready. Nobody ever bothers to go in and paint them or redecorate them or whatever, because ideally you're not going to be spending a lot of time there, right? You never want to be in a situation where you're running from the law in the first place. And God forbid if you ever are in the situation where you're running from the law, well, Christ, the last thing that's going to be on your mind is the decor of the house, right? You just want a place where there's a table that you can put your gun on and maybe like your wallet and stuff, and you're probably going to want to have some sort of bed. You don't even need sheets because you're going to be so sort of ready to bolt at any given time that you're just going to sleep fully clothed anyway. So you don't need to worry about any of that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of like probably cost and time saving things associated with a safe house when you think about it. Maybe we should all sort of aspire to live the safe house lifestyle. Just like for our own personal finances and stuff. You know, time is money. Think of all the time that you can save by not cleaning bed sheets or making your bed or whatever. Just having a mattress with no sheets on it whatsoever and sleeping on it fully clothed. You could live like the life of Pablo Escobar, sort of around the time where he wasn't so powerful and rich anymore and actually just was on the run from the law and had to live in safe houses, and his family hated him because they were used to like this lavish lifestyle that he could no longer afford to give them and stuff like that. I mean, if that's the life that you want to live, by all means, you go for it. Me, I'm happy enough just doing virtual DIY, getting paid upwards of about, I don't know, 14 grand an hour to do it, and then buying old bangers and flipping them over as brand new ones. Buying like old properties off old dead grannies who didn't have like the time or the resources to do up their places, and then flipping them to yuppies. And upselling them as well, saying like, oh, you know, this neighborhood is great. It's got its own quickie mart here and stuff, and you can also have like kids here, and your kids will love the quickie mart, and you know, like all of the typical upselling sort of stuff, right? All right, last job, radiator, and then the kids' room is done, and then I believe we will have 100%ed this job, which is the way that it should be done. We just have to do some cleaning. Okay, let's get the dirt cleaned off here. Just a couple of skid marks on the baby's furniture. And being a baby's room, it's not uncommon to find skid marks in a baby's room. If you've ever had a baby before, you'll know. They are very skiddy by nature. There's always like some sort of fluid coming out of them from some sort of orifice or whatever. Mostly it's poo, in fluid form as well. But you know, sometimes they pee and stuff as well, and that shit gets everywhere. It's nuts. Anyway, we've done it. We've gussied this place up. This room used to look like a piece of fucking shit, but now look at it. We've added some peachy colors to it, and we've cleaned up all of the dirt. We've mounted a radiator, and the wall socket is done as well, and it just looks fucking fantastic. Cool. All right, so done. We don't even need to paint the outside either. We can leave all the doors open as well, and when this lady gets back home, she's gonna think, what the fuck happened to my house? Somebody broke into my house, cleaned it up, left a whole bunch of paint cans lying around on the ground, and then disappeared. And also there's $7,240 missing from my bank account. Perfect. Bam! Complete. It only took us 32 minutes to clean up that whole place. And now we're back home, where our lovely wife lives with us. I don't think we have a wife. And we can see what's next. The next job is a garage for Max Johnson. Wonderful. And we have $35,601. So we still have to do a couple of jobs before we actually buy a house and flip it. But I think by now you get the gist of it, all right? House flipper. If you like this sort of thing, I think this game is going to be really good. I think it's already pretty good. And honestly, I think if they can add some more stuff to it over the course of time, maybe introduce like some challenge modes, like timed challenges or something like that, or God knows, there's a million things that they could do to make this game even better than it already is. I think it's great. You can get it on Steam eventually. I think in the first quarter of 2018 it's going to be out. You can't get it just yet. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you're really looking forward to playing the game, you're going to have to wait a little bit. But, you know, by the time it comes out, there'll probably be more features than are in the game right now. Maybe some things will be a little bit different. There'll be some new items and stuff. I mean, there's already a ton of items though. Like, look at all the sofas and tables and stuff. When you go in and you flip your own places, you can place all this stuff. It's like, it becomes like The Sims sort of. It's awesome. You can rotate things around and place them and everything. There's all these kitchens and stuff too. It's pretty nice. Like, look at this set with Oven Classic. You could live like fucking Tony Soprano. Like, that's like his decor, right? There's tiles, there's panels, there's desks and paint and everything else, lights, you name it. It's pretty good. All right, well, there you go. That was House Flipper, Beta. I hope you enjoyed that. Join me next time for something else. There's going to be some Prison Architect and some Witcher over the weekend as well. So if you're watching those series, there'll be some. And we'll try to get into the groove of doing some more evenings with Sips, because there's plenty of games out now that we could be doing them on. But I just haven't done them for a variety of reasons. So there you go. All right, as usual, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time!